Saka iya suman duk abin da yake so, amma ban da soja ba.
You are the most hated officer around here.
I cannot do this without you, my brother.
This exercise must be precise. You must be willing and ready to move within 5 minutes' notice. We recognize that the government, be it civilian or military, needs the consent of the people to govern. We do not intend to rule by force.
How is your friend?
Something is not right.
They came with tanks. Tanks? You're going to run like a coward.
I, Major Gideon Oka, wish to happily inform you of the successful ousting of General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida.
I am not supposed to control what the judges do.
Stopping NEC from holding the presidential elections on June 12, 1993.
The judiciary is making a nonsense of all our efforts.
Excuse me.
What must we do? Mr. Ndoka Irabo this afternoon released a press statement purporting to annul the June 12 presidential election.
I have just done something that will haunt me for the rest of my life.
You have messed up. I told you what to do, but you couldn't listen.
The problem is not with the system. The problem is with the people.
The solution is structural adjustment program.
Sir, only the University Senate can shut the university down.
If I say the university is causing trouble should be shut down, then they must be shut down with immediate effect.
Whatever happens, the election remains cancelled.
News, interviews, Afrinity Connect. Interviews, Afrinity Connect. Afrinity Connect. Afrinity Connect. Afrinity Connect. Views, news, interviews. Afrinity Connect.
Hello out there. Good afternoon and welcome to another exciting edition of Afrinity Connect, where we talk about issues, talk about events and programs happening here in the UK and of course around the world. As much publicized, more talked about, we've got special director, special person, a brother, friend, a renowned award-winning director, Nollywood veteran, because he's been there and he's been doing a lot of films. I have the singular honor, privilege to introduce to you Obi Emelonye, live and direct in the house. I'm lawyer, sir. But I don't want to, because if I have to mention the CV, I don't know where to start from. It's just too long. So let me just make it brief. I know you're a family man, blessed with a lovely wife and blessed with children.
That's all that
the man is doing the country proud here in the United Kingdom. And I want to say it's an honor once again to have you on this platform. And for those of you that are just tuning in, we're about to discuss something very special. Sir, can we meet you once again?
You've already met me. My name is Obi. My name is Obi Emelonye. I'm a humble village man who makes films, tells African stories, and tries to take them to the world. Yes, we have a lot of stories, and we are trying to tell our stories by ourselves. There.
Definitely. Yeah, I like the way you make it very brief and precise, humbly presented, with all the awards, all the everything. You're not even talking about all those things. But congratulations once again. The much talked about right now, we go straight to business, is BADAMASI. I can see in all the major social media platform, the mainstream media in the UK right now, when it comes to films, when it comes to events, Nollywood, everybody is talking about BADAMASI. Please, can you tell us about BADAMASI, the concept from the onset?
So, as part of our African Stories series, we decided to look at some history, because at the moment, in a place like Nigeria, history is not studied in primary or secondary schools. So children don't know anything about their past. And they say if you don't know anything about your past, you cannot prepare for the future. So in the absence of history in school, in the void created by people following social media and not paying attention to books, we felt that film could become a tool for enlightenment, for education. And in addition to entertaining people, we also feel that there is a need to provide substantive information and to help us demystify the history that we've been handed, or what we've been told is our history. So I set out to make a story about one of Nigeria's most controversial, most pivotal, and most influential leaders, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, who ruled Nigeria from 27th of August 1985 to 27th of August 1993. Those 8 years became really indicative of the journey of Nigeria as a country. Those 8 years and some of the things that happened in those 8 years are still resonating in Nigeria today, for good and for bad. And he is a very, I would use the word divisive, because he's loved by a bunch of people and hated by another bunch of people in equal measures. And I think from a filmmaker's perspective, he provides the best material for a biopic, because of the drama in his life, because of the controversy, because of the history, because of the politics, because of the action. He was involved in the Civil War. He was involved in every single coup planned in Nigeria from 1966, for or against. So he has a lot of intense dramatic action around him. And from a filmmaking perspective, it's a no-brainer. He's the #1 target for anybody who wants to tell an objective story about an African leader and wants to make it into a film that will be enjoyable and educative at the same time. So I approached him. I didn't want to make a film like a spoof of his character, like some of my people would do. I wanted authorization. I wanted exclusives. I wanted him to tell me some of those things he has refused to say since he left office. And it took me 3 years to get him to that position. Eventually, he did tell me, and some of those exclusive information formed the basis for the script, which led to the film BADAMASI, which we are premiering on the 12th of June at the O2 in London.
Wow. It's something I know a lot of people want to watch out. Like you rightly said, which is very shocking, which is true. It's a very sad fact that people don't know histories were deliberately removed from schools. And the people that don't know where they are from, how are they going to determine where they are and where they are going? It's good. This could have come at a better time in the history of Nigeria, where everything right now seems to be, will I say upside down? Yes, it's just hanging. So people, and most of the mistakes we all made is we just hear one side of the story and we're fine. We don't bother to find out why is it like this, what happened, can I hear from the other part? So I think this movie is something, if you're watching out there, you are in the UK or you're flying in around the 12th of June, the place to be is O2. Come in and see and hear the story, because I'm so excited the fact that it took you about 3 years to it's not easy. This is the man they ask him, what other name you want to be, some call him Maradona. He said he would prefer the evil genius. So for you to get that, a general seated to tell his own side of the story, it's not easy. And we are encouraging everybody out there to come and watch and hear that side of the story, because there are always two sides of a coin and two sides of a story. So having said that, okay, please go ahead. You want to say something?
No, I wanted to interject there and say that it's important to make a point that there is no claim that this is the absolute truth of what happened.
Okay.
First and foremost, this is the story of the man's life.
Yes.
And the what he saw from his position concerning the history of Nigeria, some of those historical events. So this is his perspective and not the absolute truth, because the absolute truth exists somewhere in the middle of everybody's perspectives. So what I'm saying in this film is I'm not just regurgitating and vomiting what's already in the public domain. No. What makes this film exclusive is the fact that it has been enhanced and embellished by the perspective of the person who is the chief architect of some of the events. So this is from his perspective. There are other perspectives, and when those perspectives are told, somewhere in the middle we'll find the truth. But this is his perspective. This is his own truth, and we have to understand it as, because these stories have to be told one perspective at a time. And this is IBB's perspective. It is not an apology. It is not a subterfuge. It is not an alibi. It is not a justification. It is not a rationalization. No, it is a statement to say, this is what happened on my watch. Let history and the people be the judge of what is good and what is bad. And to get a general to be vulnerable, to offer himself on a platter like that and be vulnerable, took 3 years to achieve. Because what he's essentially doing is making himself the butt of jokes. Because I told him that if we make a film that he's comfortable watching, then we failed. The idea is to make a film that pricks his conscience, that searches his soul, that forces him to even regret talking to me in the first place. And that's what we've tried to do, to make a film that would make comfortable watching for him, to make a film that would show the man in all of his rawness, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
And also the most beautiful, as they always say.
And the most beautiful.
The good, bad, ugly, and the most beautiful. So I like the fact that you're putting it out there that this is a perspective from this side, this other side, that the truth will be at the middle. Are there plans to also, because we're coming to the June 12th, the date, the coincidence and everything, are there plans to also work on probably another part that hit the story? Do you have plans on that?
After the experience of this one, I will run away from any historical film, especially with somebody who's still alive. When I was taking on this project, I knew it was going to be difficult. I knew it was going to be open a can of worms. I knew it was like opening the proverbial Pandora's box. But I kind of underestimated the level that people can go, or the level that the powers can go to try and suppress something like this. And with the benefit of hindsight, I'll do it again.
Okay, lovely. So let's go to the other positive side of the film now. Can you give us idea of the like the major cast? Was it in only Nigeria? We've got about 36 states, and of course the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Was it all a local cast? You have international vision. I know you in Mirror Boy. I know how you brought about UK, Nigeria, and everybody in Banjo. So how was this cast like for you and the crew?
So the to cast a biopic is a bit more difficult than casting an ordinary film, a fictional film, because a biopic, you're looking at a particular character. So the person you cast in the lead role of a biopic must usually share physical characteristics with the subject. So they must be about the same kind of shape, the same kind of physique, maybe the same kind of face even. The actor must have enough gravitas to carry the role, but not too much gravitas as to swallow the person that he's playing. So it's a tough balancing act to find the median that you need to settle down on an actor. And everything taken into account, Enyin Nwigwe, who has been very prolific lately with films like Wedding Party and Crazy Love Nicole, and more recently the Air Force film shot in Nigeria. I kind of forgot the name right now. So Enyin Nwigwe is, I would say, tailor-made for the role. His status in the industry, his skill set, his build and his physical attributes, and his wonderful performance, which has been corroborated by AMA Award that nominated him in the Best Actors category in the just concluded AMA Award last year. He didn't win, but this is his first nomination, and it's a true testament to the level of blood he left on the stage when he was acting. Really believable, really dug into the character of IBB, his nuances, his foibles, and his eccentricities, and his mannerisms. He got all of that to a T, and it helped that I also have observed IBB very closely for a very long time. So I was able to direct some of that and bring out what is required to capture the essence of the man. So Enyinna played the lead role, but in the supporting role, I have a bunch of very experienced, very well-known Nigerian actors. Charles Inojie, Sani Danja. Charles Inojie played Barrister Clement Akpambo. Sani Danja played General Sani Abacha. Kalu Ikaubo played Professor Humphrey Mosu. Oke Bakasi played Athon Zeribe. And Yakubu Mohammed played Professor Aminu, the Minister for Education at the time. And then Babangida's wife also was played by a young upcoming actress called Amara Owakwe, who did excellently well. There are also people like Julius Agu, the intrepid comedian who played something serious in this role, just to test his range. So you could say our cast is very ensemble. It's an ensemble cast, a bunch of very experienced, very well-known actors who took almost cameo roles in the film just to drive the narrative. And the central character is played by Enyinna. And I would have to mention the bunch of young people that became part of the film from the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, where I shot most of the crowd scenes. So the war scenes, the coup scenes, and the riot scenes were shot in Nsukka. And for some of those young men and women who took part, this is their coming of age as actors, which is why I can't wait for this film to come out, because many of them will be launched into big things on the back of this film. So casting is absolutely important, and I think we did a great job. There was no need to involve anybody from the international stage. I think once we had the main character, it was just about fitting the right people around him to play the role effectively. In terms of crew, I've always believed in giving people chances, both in front of the camera and behind the camera. And this goes back to 2010 when we shot The Mirror Boy in Gambia. There's a young boy that came with the camera. He was a camera boy from Kingsley Ogoro in 2010. His name was Biola Oke. He was a camera boy in 2010. Fast forward 10 years later, he became the director of photography on BADAMASI. Not because he was full of experience or he was the best guy available. No, he has predominantly shot music videos. And I felt he had the skill set to shoot a feature film if he is guided enough. And I felt this would be an opportunity for him to bring some of his music video madness into the stories that we're telling, and also to learn how to tell long form story. And that worked very well. For his sake alone, I want this film to come out because that would be a huge calling card for him going forward. So there's a mix of technical people that worked on the film. So most of the post-production naturally is done outside of Nigeria. Some of it in Nigeria. The guy that did the sound design, Shiloh Godson, is based in Lagos. The guy that did the visual effects, who was also nominated for an AMA for visual effects, John O'Hairi, is in Oka. The music composer is in America. And my post-production supervisor is in London. So it's almost like an international setup. And we had to do some of these work by proxy, remotely online during the time. So, filmmaking is a collaborative process. Sometimes the director takes too much credit, but I like to share my credit because without these guys, I don't have a film.
Wow. It sounds very interesting and very, very fulfilling, especially, I want to go back to the last person, second to the last person you mentioned, the DOP.
Diola.
The likes of, working with the likes of, during the Mirror Boy, likes of Clive Norma, So I'm sure he's gathered so much. I can imagine him in Banjul those days, getting the lenses, making sure, because he brought the camera, and you have people coming from London, a BBC one, for argument's sake, being the one to direct the camera, and he's there to see how, it's come a long way. So congratulations for giving that platform to him. And of course, we wish him all the best. And please, if you're watching out there, come and watch this film June 12th at O2 and see what
and don't just come on the day. The tickets are available on Eventbrite, and I can tell you that due to COVID protocols, we've been restricted to 50% capacity. So that has put a huge strain on the already limited tickets available. So get yours from Eventbrite. Just go to eventbrite.com or .co.uk, search BADAMASI. You would find the world premiere of BADAMASI. Click on it, obtain your ticket, as many as you want, and guarantee yourself a seat in this very important event. It's the first post-COVID event in the UK that is red carpet. And I think we have to start living again. And this provides an opportunity to take the first steps towards that.
Yeah, that leads to my next question, actually, where we are supposed to be talking about, you talk about taking a risk in the film and the story and everything. Also, the premiere is another major risk with the uncertainty where, the restrictions are changed every week, where the new variants can come from anywhere, where, of course, thank God now the cinemas are open. We're happy that things are moving. Of course, a lot of people are vaccinated now. We are happy that is, but tell us about the cinema and what makes you, what gives you that confidence, to just, I want to do this.
My dad, bless his soul, would always say that if your plans don't frighten you, they are not ambitious enough.
Lovely.
So if you make a plan that you're very comfortable with, there's nothing that could possibly go wrong. then you haven't pushed yourself far enough. So when we set out to do this premiere, we were looking at what was the best opportune moment for it, both as a local event for Africans and as a global event for the whole of the UK. So when we were having a conversation with the cinemas, we looked at, even before the June 12th date was chosen, we said we wanted it sometime in June, maybe the second week of June. And they said, what about the second Saturday of June? And we looked at the calendar, and it was June 12th.
So that came about, the June 12th, how
accident.
It came about.
Yes, it was accidental.
Well, a lot of people might think you that was done deliberately to spike the history.
I claimed it. After it was accidental, I now claimed it. You know, that's what art is about. Some artists will pour paint on a canvas and then make a face from that paint that they poured randomly. So life gives you the odd oranges or lemons, and you make lemonade. That's what it is. So when that issue came up and we were offered the second Saturday of June, which coincidentally is a Saturday as well, as because June 12, 1993, which is the original June 12, was a Saturday too. And this one also is a Saturday.
Oh my God.
So there are lots of coincidences. Sometimes God has a way of providing some or lending some order into our chaos. You're blindfolded and you are just walking blindly down the alley, and God has a way of guiding you through the obstacles. And that's what happened in this case. So once we dabbled onto the June 12th date, I now claimed it. And I felt, oh, by the way, it's strategic to tell a story about the man who was the author of June 12 on June 12th. And it has a resonance about it. And then the coincidence is now, if you look into that, you now start to say, it looks like the time for this project has really, really come, because it's difficult to align the stars like it's already aligned already. So that is how June 12th now came. So the date itself now became important in terms of the planning, in terms of the PR, because it is a very iconic date as far as democracy or lack of it is concerned in Nigeria. So what we were now trying to plan or pray for, because there's so much you can do by yourself, was to make sure that the progress that has been made by the UK in terms of controlling the spread of the virus, in terms of vaccination, and the schedule that he had to open up the UK wider on the 17th of last month. If those plans go well, then we are actually going to have what is called the early bird advantage, a pioneer's advantage. So we will be the first event for people to come to. And because people have been waiting for a year plus, they will be willing to take advantage of this event. And there's an element of trying to key into what's going on, trying to find a unique selling point, trying to align yourself with, or trying to plan and hope with optimism that things will work your way. And that's what we did. So there was a little bit of fear that the COVID problem might escalate. There was fear that the cinemas might not open enough to accommodate an event like ours. But there was also the optimism that after the year that we've had, after the plans that have been put in place by the UK government, after the hunger for people to start to live again, this might be a great opportunity to be part of that process. Because they tell you in investment that you only invest when the market is low. If you invest where the market is high, you don't get anything. If you invest when the market is low, you stand a chance of reaping good rewards. And I think the plan was to take advantage of the low ebb that everything is at this time, so that by come June 12th, there would be a real hunger for people to want to go somewhere, to want to be happy, to want to enjoy themselves, to want to see one of the most eagerly awaited films to come out of Nollywood. It's a punt in the dark. If it works, it's by His grace. If it doesn't, we are loyal.
And we, on behalf of the team Afrinity Production and the rest people that have also be your mentees out there, everybody, and your fans, wishing, of course, all the best. Wishing you all the best. The fans plenty, yo.
I don't get fans. I don't get fans. I have friends. I have friends.
You have friends. You have well wishers. You have, So we at that last point where we want the best. We want it to happen. But if you're watching right now, you said something very important to say by half the capacity. So meaning, please go get your ticket right now. Go to eventbrite.com and get your tickets for, just search for BADAMASI, right?
Yes, BADAMASI. Yes.
Yes, and yes, and that's the place
and it will give you the link to purchase your ticket. It's a very secure site. You don't have to worry about being compromised on the site. It is the biggest event site in the world. Really, really, really secure. And when it comes to the venue is the O2 Arena, Cineworld Cinema inside the O2 Arena. It's an iconic venue, beautiful venue. It has some of the best shops in the UK. It has the ambience of a beautiful, very modern shopping complex. It has parking for 1 million cars, I would say.
Wow.
It's very accessible in terms of public transport. It has a tube station right outside North Greenwich. It has bus connections. If you're living in North London, you just come out of the Blackwall Tunnel and you're there. If you're living in Southeast London, you just drive down towards Greenwich and you're there. So it's a really, really strategic venue. And we had a lot of choices about the venue. We wanted to go back to Empire Cinema Leicester Square, where we did the Mirror Boy. But we have challenges with that because it's in the center of town. There's no parking. There's a lot of restrictions on Saturday events. So we might have to do it on a weekday like we did the Mirror Boy. And that will not be convenient for people, especially at this time. So we wanted to make it as easy and as accessible as possible, for our people coming from all over London or wherever they're coming from. There is a hotel in the complex if you want to stay nearby and have a relaxed evening. It's a Saturday. It will be sunny, by God's grace.
Yeah, it's been hot. It's been hot. So we just pray that it continues and everybody have fun on that special day, June 12th. I'm going to play a short video which you made at the venue. I'm going to play that so that we'll round up with that. I know you're very busy. I know you've got a lot of things to do. We'll be rounding up with that. I'm going to play that.
Before you talk about rounding off, I would like to thank all the people that are helping support this project, particularly Afrinity TV for the team providing, sharing their platform with us, supporting what we're doing, and really backing us up because it takes a village to raise a child, and this is not the first time. As people might not know, we worked together on the Mirror Boy, both the shoot and the release, particularly in the Gambia, and the success of that film had a lot to do with the support that we got from people like you, Adams, and the then president of the Gambia, Yaya Jammeh, and the now first lady of Sierra Leone, Fatima Jaba Matabio. So it was a nice experience, and it's nice to continue that relationship with you, Adams. And thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. It's an honor. I know I've worked with you, and I know how determined, how selfless you are when it comes to projects. I just pray for the best for you, and I know this is another success story for you. Before I go, I want to ask you, what is the next project? As the last question, what's the next project?
The next project is BADAMASI. We focus on BADAMASI. There's always, filmmaking is not something. It's a continuum.
Yes.
You can't say I made the Mirror Boy and you walk around like this. I made the Mirror Boy. People have very short memories. They will say the Mirror what? The Mirror what? So you have to constantly reinvent yourself. You have to constantly work hard. So there are projects in the offing. There are some that have already been finished that are coming out very soon, but you focus on one at a time. And right now, it's BADAMASI. It is about the premiere. We'll make it work. We'll make it a huge PR event, not just for me, not just for the film, for the whole of Africa, because once in a while, the UK film industry gives us opportunities like this to come into the mainstream. And it depends on how we play our cards. If we make it work, then they will provide more opportunities, because essentially they're business people. If we show that we don't have the audience and the event hasn't worked, next time somebody goes there with a film, they will say, sorry, the last time somebody came here, they spoke all the big grammars and nobody came. So it is in the interest of young people who are hoping to make a career out of this line of work that we need to support, so that this door, this little crack that has been opened for us, can open wider, so that in the future, young people can take advantage of and make money and make it a career instead of this hustle that we are trying to make out of it. So it's important, not just for me, not just for the film, but for the whole of African Black films in the UK, to make sure that this works, so that the next chance will be open for other people.
Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best. I know we're going to be there on the red carpet also to stream it live and interact with the cast, the fans, and everybody will be coming. We're urging everybody right now, go there. If you have not got your ticket, go and grab your ticket. Thank you once again for the opportunity, Mr. Obi, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, Adams.
Thank you. It's been a special 101 exclusive with the one and only Obi Emelonye. BADAMASI, you've heard it all. Please get your ticket, and the place to be once again will be O2 Arena out there in London. We'll be there to give you that special red carpet. I'm going to play a special video to round up with, where Mr. Obi himself just showcased the venue. So let's enjoy that. We'll round up with that. Thank you. See you all at the red carpet.
That's it, babes. Cineworld, O2 Arena. That's where it's happening. BADAMASI world premiere is coming. The film they didn't want you to see is coming to you at the heart of London. I can't wait. I can't wait. I know you can't wait too. So bring it on. Grab your coupons. I'll see you there. Peace out.